So let's talk about 15 or 20 ways how to move to Japan. The thing is, if I actually divide it into main points, it's be like 5 ways. But I was like, just to avoid confusion, to be like we're doing subsection. Guys know that I'm currently an international student who studied medical school to high court, and I am representing myself in court. So I'm used to this subsection session, this subsection session. So let me just do it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 10% to understand. So before I actually talk about the ways you can actually move to Japan. So let me just say especially for permanent stay to Japan, currently as I'm making this video, you can actually apply to Japan through VFS Global. This one I'm talking about Nigeria, and I feel like it's most for most countries or African countries, right? Because I'm a Nigerian, so of course I talk about my country, right? So I feel like that will kind of reduce the also for people that don't like physical interview and all of that. So you apply through VFS Global, either in Lagos or in Abuja, any one of that. And for permanent stay, there's a document that you actually need. They call it Certificate of Eligibility, COE. So they have to send you from Japan. So that's just like to give like a brief background of immigration distance. So as I'm explaining the ways you can actually move to Japan, you know where this actually applies. So the first on my list in no particular order is the tourist visa. So Japan tourist visa, you can actually apply and they can actually give you up to 90 days to travel. But just know that if you're actually applying for Japan tourist visa as a Nigerian, they actually use tiny piece microscope to actually scan your document. And I know the next question I want to ask is, can you convert it? The answer is, can you convert Japan tourist visa to work visa or any other visa? The answer is yes and no. No in the sense that realistically it's not possible. But yes in the sense that, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you want to stay in Japan permanently, there's a document that you need. They call it COE, Certificate of Eligibility. And whoever wants to make you stay in that country, whether school, whether employer, that they want to issue it. So that 2026 and beyond, that COE certificate takes like 5 to 6 months processing time. And like I said, your tourist visa takes like, the one they will give you is like 3 months. So if the process takes, let's just say 6 months, and then your visa is 3 months, so how you gonna do it? So unless there's not even unless, so even if you take the tourist visa that, oh, I'm going to look for a job, even when you get there and you get the job, the thing is you still have to come back to your home country and wait for them to process it, then you go, because there's no way you can actually stay there. And Japan is not that country that you can stay illegal. Please don't go and spoil Japan for us before they will start banning us. You could know that they are pursuing us everywhere. So that's just for you to say that it's not realistic. Don't worry, my subsequent videos, I'll come and talk about website or where you can actually apply to get jobs and all of that. I hope I've clarified that regarding tourist visa. So the next pathway for you to move to Japan is through the language pathway. And why this second option is because of some of you that you don't really want to this thing. So this one is more like study visa, applying to schools that they actually offer Japanese language, and then you apply for your tourist visa. So that school will actually send you your COE, certificate of eligibility. You apply, you do the visa normal dating, and then you fly. Then the third method, or the third way of moving to Japan is if you actually apply for vocational school. So Japan is one of those countries that actually allow international students to do vocational courses in their country. Other countries they don't allow. Contrary to other countries, they don't allow people to do vocational courses there. Right? But this one they allow. So the next one is if you actually apply for higher education, like maybe you apply for your BSc or your master's study visa or this thing, and there are some courses that you can actually study in English in Japan as well. You don't have to learn Japanese for everything, but depending if you're going into medical field or nursing, clinical, I'm sorry, I'm gonna lie to you. You might have to learn a sprinkle of Japan. And the last time I checked Japan, I think their medicine is in Japanese, something like that. Right? So depending on the course, but then there are some other courses that they have 100%. English medium. So the next way of how to actually move to Japan is the postgraduate work visa. So Japan is also another country that actually gives postgraduate work visa. Like after finishing your study in Japan, they can actually give you postgraduate work visa for you to stay in the country. You don't have to leave. So the next way to actually move to Japan is through work visa. So this work visa is you getting a job and then the employer sending you a COE, they apply for me in Nigeria, and then you boom. So in my subsequent videos, I'll talk about jobs that are in high demand in Japan that you can actually apply to. Right? Like if you're ISQ and you don't entirely have to know Japanese like that, but no, a bit of it is not bad. So the next way you can actually move to Japan is through the specified skilled worker visa. So this visa is for courses or professions um where they're actually undergoing very strict where they're actually undergoing strict shortage like nursing, agriculture, hospitality. But a downside to this type of visa is you have to know Japanese. They have a requirement, and it's always like JLPTM4 or foundation level, like no basic Japanese for this, for you to be qualified for this visa. So the next pathway to actually move to Japan is English speaking alternative. I be English teaching visa, English teacher pathway. So like or if you don't know, Japan is actually a language country and it's one of those countries that is actually embracing English speaking, right? So they actually want more foreigners to come into their country to actually teach their children, their kids, their parents, their adults English or translate for them and all of those things. So if you have in my second video, I'll talk about how to apply for English change job in Japan. Stay subscribed. So at least you should have a BSc, something like that. And you should be from a native English speaking country. Like Nigeria, like this native English speaking country. Don't come from Iceland and you say you want to go and teach English. Like that. So the next on my list, the next pathway to actually move to Japan is through the MEXT scholarship, MEXC. So this scholarship is for everybody, whether you are doing any course you want to study at all, but it's quite competitive, not so competitive, and I think it's age restricted. I think the upper age limit is 20 to 30 or this, I can't remember. I'll make a separate video on that, yeah. That's another pathway. So this scholarship, they pay for your entire tuition fee, cost of living, and your round trip from Nigeria to anywhere that you're going, right? Yeah, and your application starts from Nigeria and all of that. In my subsequent videos, I'll talk about that. So the next pathway to actually move to Japan is the highly skilled professional visa. So this one is similar to all these above visa. This one is more like a points based. They'll give you points based on your degree, your experience, your language, your clinical. So you have to have minimum 17 points. In my subsequent videos as well, I'll dedicate a separate video talking about how to acquire that point, how to calculate your point and everything like that, so you can get the visa. And from that visa, it can accelerate you to permanent residency as little as 1 to 3 years. Like once you have that visa, just like 1 to 3 years, you have your permanent residency. The next pathway to actually move to Japan is digital nomad visa. I'm sure some of you would have heard about this. So this one is for people that actually work remotely. For example, you're a YouTuber, you're a tech bro or tech sis, or you have a job that does not require your physical presence. So instead of being in Nigeria or hearing bass blues every day, you can decide to just go to Japan and just go and chill there. They also have some requirement as well, salary, income, and everything. In my subsequent video, of course, I'll make a detailed video talking about that. So make sure you stay subscribed. So the next on my list is J Find Visa. So they also call it Future Creation Individual Visa. So for this one, it has like 3 main requirements for you to even meet before the testing. And the first requirement is the school that you graduate from must be top 100 in the world ranking. And if you're somebody that studied in Nigeria, currently there's no university that is top 100, right? But then there's a way you can do it. For most of it, imagine like almost half of the population of Nigeria. Almost half of the population of Nigeria have traveled to UK, almost able to have UK masters. So depending on the school that you actually study in the UK. So if you study in one of those countries, in one of those schools in the UK that is in the top 100, you are qualified in. So even if your bachelor's is not in the top 100, but you have a master's or a PhD that is squeezed in the top 100, you're qualified. And then the next requirement is like that's the biggest order for people have to qualify. So the next one is you must apply within 5 years of graduation. So let's say your master's degree is from a UK school that is in the top 100. You must apply within 5 years of graduation. Not like you've graduated like years ago, you're not seeing this video. Let me try my luck. Don't even try it at all. Don't try it. Just go and be teaching English. So the next requirement is financial proof. This one I'm not supposed to say it because I know that majority of people that watch me, or even like when I was doing paid immigration, majority of people are Dogo, people are ballers. So you need like 20,000 yen minimum on your savings, as that's when you are making doing the application. And if you convert it to USD, let me just use USD conversion depending on when you are watching this video, because Naira actually changes, right? That's like 1,000. I'm coming, guys. So that's like 1,240 USD. I'm not say that one is small money for in typical Nigerian. Please don't cut my words that I'm saying that 1,240 is a small money, but you understand the perspective I'm trying to come from. That for somebody that has mind to japa, and you've had B degree, you have a BSc, and then you have masters that qualify for top 100, 1,240 USD. Well, go get problem where you understand. I'm just saying, only get problem where, which is not bad. Life just happens, but I'm just saying. So that's the minimum requirement. So when you actually so that J-Find visa is more like the popular job seeker visa that we have in other countries like Austria, this thing. But the difference between this one is, for example, let's say for example, let me use nursing because that's what people are familiar with. Let's say for example, you actually have your master degree in nursing from a top 100 university in the UK. So let's say when you actually apply to this program, they accepted you, you got the visa. So let's say for example, maybe you're trying to learn Japanese, or maybe you're trying to get a nursing job, for example. No, let me use let's just say for example you're trying to get a nursing job. So depending when you get a nursing job, or you learn the language or anything, you can be engaging in other employments, maybe home care or selling food or anything, right? So in as much as it's a job seeker visa, you can actually be doing a job primarily before you get to your final destination. In my subsequent videos, I'm going to give detailed explanation regarding it. This one is just like overview, right? Yeah. And that type of visa that I can actually apply for Japan is business visa. So these people that hoping to go to Japan to start up a business, to invest and this thing. In my subsequent videos, I'll take them one after the other. I'll explain the process, the documents, the cost, the requirements, the duration, the everything that you need to know. So this is more like giving you a roadmap to the individual topics we're talking about regarding Japan. So if there is any other one that I missed out, make sure to leave it in the comment section and I'll make an update regarding that. So guys, I'll bring us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.